So we have a brand new system for submitting information about our Block 2 placements, and we'll talk about this in our meeting, but I wanted to also provide sort of a video tutorial so that you'll have it if you want to look back at it or look at it before we meet. It's just a resource for you. So the first place you'll start is on our webpage, and you're going to sign into the AppleNet with your name and your password. Once you sign in, you're going to click on self-service. And then because I gave the tech guys your banner IDs, you should have this new tab over here that says RCOE Administration. If you do not have this tab, let me know and send me your banner ID number and I will get the IT guy to get right on it. So the first thing you want to do is click on this, and then you'll see a little link for field experience, and then you'll click on it again. So you're going to click on it twice. It must be 2 pages. And then you're going to pick whatever term it is that you're going to submit information for. Since I'm not teaching 4000 this semester, I'm going to submit from last semester so that it'll populate with my students from last semester. And last semester was spring 2016. So you click on the semester and you'll click on fall 2016 and click submit. And then this is what it sort of looks like. You want to make a request. So the first thing you're going to click is add request. Then comes sort of this top part that you want to just fill in the blanks. Brief description, this would be Block 2, interns. It's not submitted yet. What kind of placement is it? It's a practicum for a methods course. So you want to change the radio button. Make sure that it's your banner ID number and your name. And what class is this for? For us, it's for the 4000 class. What school district? Just pick one. If your kids are in a couple of different districts or schools, don't worry about that right now. We can change that in the list. So for now, just pick one. My students actually were all in Wilkes County. So I'm going to go down all the way down to Wilkes County. And then here's where you choose the school. And again, my kids were all in one school. And so if yours are in a couple of schools, don't worry about that now. We're going to do that down in the list. So just pick one of the schools. So I'm picking Millers Creek. The beginning date. So you can either populate that through the calendar, which the beginning date would be probably the 19th is when you go down for orientation, or they'll spend their full day. And then the ending date is usually the last day of classes. So that would be November 30th. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky with us in Block 2. They have number of days and hours per week. And since ours is not consistent throughout the semester, we have them 1 day a week for the first 10 weeks, and then 5 days a week for the last 5 weeks, is sort of crazy. So what we've all decided is going to be your best bet would be to sort of pick an average. And so I did all the math for us, and it looks like it'll be an average of 3 days a week, and then it'll be 19 hours. And when you figure out the hours, which is really what we're concerned about, the hours will come out to 286, which is what we, 285 is what we usually have an average of. So for now, put in 3 days a week and then 19 hours for Block 2, and that will generate the right data. So once you have this whole top filled out, then you want to load class students, okay? So this little button here. So here it says, you can see 13 students loaded, and that's how many I had last semester. So when I click OK, here are all my students. You should see a list of your students from this semester. You have all of their banner IDs, their names, and then remember, you put in the district and the school. This is where you have the opportunity to change that. If you have some of your students in Wilkes County and some of your students in Caldwell County, then you just go ahead in and change it with the pop-up window. I know that Hannah and I think also Leslie, you have them in the same district but in different schools. So again, this is your opportunity here to just go in and change it to where those students are within the Wilkes district. Okay, so this is where you have the opportunity to make that change. You're going to input the grades that they're in, and then you'll type in the cooperating teacher. There's no button for this, so you'll type in the cooperating teacher here. Parallel request is not for us, that's for block 1 where they double dip. SPE 3300 is not for us, that's where they double dip. However, this over here, the CBC, is very interesting for us. These are my students from last semester, so it's all green because they all got the green light in order to be able to go into the classroom. When you pull up yours at the beginning of the semester at this time, you might see some yellow, some red, and some green. So the green means that they are good to go. The yellow means that they are processing their CBC. And then the red means that they're in deep trouble and that they need to be contacted right away to get their background checked in. So this is sort of a nice thing for us in block 2 to see. So when you're finished filling everything out, and we don't have to do this, this generates from the office. When you're all done, you just click submit. Now, here's a couple of advanced moves that you can make if you have to. So oftentimes we have students who switch from block to block, or you'll have a student who doesn't clear the background or has a family emergency and drops out of the block, withdraws from the block. You have the option to remove a student from your list. And that's this over here where you just click it and you can remove them from your list. Submit. You don't have to remove them from your list. If they stay in, then we'll know in the end when they don't have a grade that they withdrew or that they failed the course. You can also write notes right here in the cooperating teacher. If you have a student who, let's say Miranda, decided that she was going to withdraw early. So where it says cooperating teacher, I would just put withdrew. Withdraw. Or you could put incomplete. So if you wanted to write notes, you can do that there. Or you can remove the students. So it's really up to you. If you have students that change schools or change counties, again, you can come back in and you can change that here at this point and then resubmit the new information. I think that at this time, if you just do your initial submit, and then if you do have changes or anything that you need help with, you can contact me. And then together we can work it out and fix it so that you don't have to go in and do it on your own if you don't feel comfortable doing that. So this is just a little tutorial to help you get started with your placements. And we can talk more about this when we meet later in the week. Thank you.